Hello, everyone. This is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. This is a Q&A episode, so let's actually get started, shall we? So, first question from Luke Zilla. Um, let's see here. So, Luke Zilla, what wasn't Dinosaurus larger than a saltwater crocodile mass? Well, I think I did answer this in the comments. Is that no, it's not. The Mastodontosaurus would actually be larger in mass to a female saltwater crocodile, whereas the males can actually get over 1,000 pounds. So yeah, Mastodontosaurus would not be able to outweigh a saltwater crocodile. No way. Your second question: who will win, Baryonyx or Megaraptor? This is a good one. So Baryonyx is a Spinosaurid that lived around 100. I think it's 110 or 125 million years ago in England, whereas Megaraptor lived pretty close to 100 or 90 million years ago in Argentina. And let's just get this straight: these two animals never met each other. And so Megaraptor is part of its own type of species, and of course Baryonyx is a Spinosaurid. This one will be close, but I'm going to give the edge to Megaraptor on this one because Megaraptor's I got the more flexible, I would say more flexible arms. It's got the bigger claws and also stronger bite force. Because the Baryonyx would be able to do some damage with those claws. Because we gotta remember, Spinosaurs do not have a stronger bite force than, say, Tyrannosaurs. They don't. Their skulls are way too narrow and thin to be able to do that. So I would probably say Megaraptor on that one. All right, Nicholas, your first question. So does Jack Horner still believe that T-Rex is a scavenger, and do you think he will give up on his theory or not? Well, let's get this straight. Yeah, so Jack Horner is a paleontologist who's worked for the Museum of the Rockies for many, many years. He's retired from that facility now, but he occasionally does do some field work for them. It's just that he just does not fully work for them anymore. But as for his T-Rex being a scavenger hypothesis, well, let's get this straight. He never wrote a paper about it. He never wrote a paper and published it to be peer-reviewed to say that Tyrannosaurus Rex was a scavenger. He just mainly did that to be out in front of the press. So whether if it was like a newspaper, a magazine, a local TV news station, and even some dinosaur documentaries. Because we've all seen Jack Horner in dinosaur documentaries when it's talking about T-Rex. He's the one who they always go to for saying that Tyrannosaurus Rex is a scavenger. But he only said that mainly from the late 80s all the way over to the mid to late 2000s. And so he did that whole spiel for close to 20 years. And so he's actually softened up about that in recent years and saying that, with all the evidence that has come out, saying that Tyrannosaurus Rex is an opportunistic predator. It's an opportunistic predator. At least he softened his stance on that. He does occasionally still say Tyrannosaurus Rex is more of a scavenger than anything else. But that's just me. But the reason why he did that, he said, was to actually start up a conversation. So he did a good thing about it, but also a bad thing about it. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like he did some good about it, but there's also some bad parts of it too. So I would say that the good thing is that he got people discussing and thinking a bit more, but also the opposite side of that is that he made a lot of people really mad, especially in the paleontology circle, and that is that because a lot of them, especially Tyrannosaur experts, have criticized him for that. He never wrote a paper about it. He just did it for the press. He continued on to do that. Even he told certain types of students saying that Tyrannosaurus Rex is a scavenger and all that sorts of stuff. And if you look at that like documentary, Valley of the T Rex, it's mainly Horner talking about T Rex being a scavenger. The whole entire time he was saying like, no, raptors were the top predators. The dromaeosaurs were the top predators during the Hell Creek Formation. And a lot of us who actually were like something that small cannot be a top predator. Because why was T Rex that big in the first place? One is that there's herbivores, prey items that were like as large as T Rex in weight and also in length. And so you have that. And then, of course, like, there's not that many dromaeosaurs in the Hell Creek Formation. And why do you find more Tyrannosaurus Rex in the Hell Creek Formation? It's because Tyrannosaurus Rex was the top predator. It was the top predator. That sort of way. And so I'm on the side of that Tyrannosaurus Rex is a opportunistic predator. So it hunts and scavenges whenever it wants. So that I can do. That I can say about that. Your second question, is it still debatable that Saurophaganax is a large Allosaurus or is it a separate species? Right now, it's still a separate species because there is enough differences between it and Allosaurus. One is size. Size is going to be the key factor, and also I believe the texture of some of the texture and even like some of the shape of some of the bones are very different compared to Allosaurus. So right now, it is still Saurophaganax is still a separate species compared to Allosaurus. There are still some paleontologists that still think that Saurophaganax is just a really large Allosaurus. It's just that we need to give it a different name, give it like a different species name than just say Saurophaganax and the last part of the species name. You just call it Allosaurus and then the last species of its name. But it's mainly still a separate species. Do you think it's possible that these larger size estimates of Saurophaganax could get to 42 to 46 feet long, possibly over 50 feet long, or are these size estimates just pushing it? I think 42 feet is actually a really good estimate. It's a really good estimate. I would say 50 feet's pushing it. That's really pushing it. Now, do I think it could happen? Absolutely. I just don't think Saurophaganax would actually get that big. Now, there's some people that would actually believe is that the reason why we have a lot of sauropods during the late Jurassic period is because there's a large predator out in that type of ecosystem that would be able to take down some of these sauropods. And some of them think that Saurophaganax was the answer. But the thing is that I think with those types of length estimates, it's mainly going to be 42 feet. I would probably say 42 feet is a really good estimate. Are there large carnivorous dinosaurs that lived at the same time as Acrocanthosaurus, or is it only one that lived in the early Cretaceous? Well, so far as I know, around the time of Acrocanthosaurus was the top predator. Now, do I think there could be another large carnivorous dinosaur out there that is in the same rock formation as Acrocanthosaurus? Maybe. There's a possibility, but I don't think it could get as big as Acrocanthosaurus. It would have to be a medium-sized predator, not a really large one. And are both Diplodocus and Seismosaurus two separate species, or are they the same species? Right now, they're the same. They're the same species. It's just that you have the OG Diplodocus carnegie, and then you have the formerly known Seismosaurus being named Diplodocus now. the reason why it was actually called Seismosaurus in the first place, it was because of that they thought that the bones were actually larger than the original Diplodocus specimens. But when they took a look at the bones a lot more closely, is that the bones of some of the Diplodocus specimens that they already had that were probably a size estimate of like 85 to 90 feet, they actually saw is that some of the bones were not totally fused yet. And then so they actually looked at the Seismosaurus specimens, and they actually kind of looked at them and go like, oh, this is an adult. But some of the Diplodocus specimens are not fully grown yet. They're like subadults. So could this mean that Seismosaurus is a full-grown Diplodocus? And so that's more likely going to be what they were actually determining. Now, do I think Diplodocus carnegie is still the species that should actually be considered the OG Diplodocus? Absolutely, absolutely. We just need a few more specimens to determine a little bit more about Diplodocus. And your last question, I have read some books and seen some documentaries that feature Diplodocus, and they said that they grow to 90 to 100 feet long. Is it possible or not? It is possible. It is definitely possible. Because remember, Diplodocus was the record holder for the longest dinosaur for a good amount of time before they did find larger sauropods out there, mainly the Tyrannosaurs. Because the Tyrannosaurs were the ones that got really long and really big, bigger than some of the Jurassic sauropods. And so, yeah, I would probably say that like Diplodocus could reach 90 to 100 feet. That is definitely possible. Definitely possible. I mean, Seismosaurus was actually estimated to be like 110 feet, and they call it a Diplodocus now. And so, yeah, that's a good question. Those are good questions there, Nick. Very, very good questions. All right, Alex, your question. Paleolaxodon versus Paraceratherium versus Apatosaurus. Who will win, do you think? I think Paleolaxodon, I believe that's one of the ancient elephants, if I remember correctly. And then you got Paraceratherium, which is a really large mammal that was related to rhinos. And then, of course, you got Apatosaurus. Now, Paraceratherium would probably... Paraceratherium and Paleolaxodon, they pretty much have like really good amount of strength, and also they have brain power to actually be able to have an advantage compared to Apatosaurus. But I think Apatosaurus has got one thing on its side, and that is weight, and also its whip-like tail. And so I'm probably going to have to go with either Paleolaxodon or Paraceratherium on this one, even though that Apatosaurus still has a good advantage. I'd probably still say that Paraceratherium and Paleolaxodon would probably come out as the victors. But even though if they had to go head to head there, I'd say Paleolaxodon, because Paleolaxodon's got those tusks. But yeah, I mean, that could go either way, really. That could go either way. But thanks for the question there, Alex. And that's all the questions I got for you today. So next week will be a special episode. I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric comic I'm going to talk about, so stay tuned for that. So you can still send me questions up on Dinosaurs and Other Prehistoric Life by emailing me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts and Dinochrist. Like the page, you should post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them in Messenger. Messengers are private conversations. So please put your questions in the comment section, not any Facebook posts. So make sure you, if you're on Facebook, feel free to just type in Prehistoric Facts and Dinochrist. Go to the page, like the page, and or follow it, and then you actually get some updates about like episodes are going to be coming up, and episodes I did have uploaded onto YouTube. Yada yada yada. You get the idea. And for you YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section, because leave your questions in the comment section because I do read them all for these Q&A episodes. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. According to my list, a lot of you guys are checking out my channel and not subscribed yet. So please feel free to hit that like button because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. The more likely the video gets more likes, the more likely the video gets spread out to people that are interested in dinosaurs, paleontology, prehistoric life, in geology in general. So please feel free to do so. And also share the video, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. So please feel free to do so. And subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that we can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. And also, like I said, for YouTubers out there, leave your questions in the comment section because I do read them all. For all of you that send me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys have been giving me some great questions for these Q&A episodes, so keep up the great work for that. And also make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. And the same thing as on Threads at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of your people around you, and also for younger people out there, and make solutions, your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have for good education is for everyone. Have good education. With good education, you get a good job in the future. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.